Hi there, this is Jasmine, and I would like to thank my friends at the Warren Newport Library for having me with you all today. I'm so excited. We are going to sing a song and read a couple of stories, and I cannot wait. I hope you all enjoy. I can show you the world, shining, shivering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. I'm like a shooting star, I've come so far, I can't go back to where I used to be. Every turn a surprise, every moment red letter, I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare, let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, that's where we'll be. A thrilling chase, a wondrous place for you and me. Thank you so much for singing my song with me. I love that song, and I hope that you did as well. Now, it is story time, and today I will be reading you the story of Aladdin. On a dark night, in a faraway land, an evil man named Jafar and his wicked parrot were waiting. Soon, a thief named Gazim rode up to them and held out the missing half of a scarab medallion. When Jafar fit the two halves together, thunder rumbled. In a flash of lightning, the medallion raced across the desert. Jafar and the thief followed the medallion to the Cave of Wonders. Gazim, bring me the magic lamp, Jafar ordered. But the thief didn't make it beyond the opening of the cave. The tiger god of the cave devoured him. Then the tiger god spoke. Only one who is worthy may enter here. The next morning, a poor, hungry young man named Aladdin and his pet monkey Abu were sitting on a rooftop. They were looking down on the marketplace of Agrabah. Suddenly, Aladdin noticed a lovely young woman. She seemed lost. She took an apple from a vendor's cart. When the angry vendor demanded payment, which the young woman didn't have, Aladdin and Abu rushed down to help her. "Thank you, kind sir," Aladdin said to the vendor. "Thank you for finding my sister." He quickly led the young woman away. "This is your first time in the marketplace, isn't it?" asked Aladdin. "I'm running away," the young woman explained. "My father is trying to force me to get married." Can we all guess who the young woman was? It was me, right? "My father is trying to force me to get married." Suddenly, the palace guards appeared and arrested Aladdin. When the young woman demanded that they release Aladdin, the guards found out that she was Princess Jasmine, the Sultan's daughter. The guards explained to her that Jafar, her father's advisor, had ordered Aladdin's capture. Princess Jasmine returned to the palace and ordered Jafar to release Aladdin. Jafar told her that the young man had been killed, but Aladdin was not dead. Jafar was keeping him alive because he had learned that Aladdin was the only person worthy to enter the Cave of Wonders. It was Aladdin who could bring the magic lamp to Jafar. Then, at last, Jafar would use it to become Sultan. Disguised as an old man, Jafar took Aladdin to the Cave of Wonders. The sleeping tiger god awoke. "Proceed," he said. "Touch nothing but the lamp." Aladdin and Abu gasped as they saw all the gold and jewels in the cavern. "Don't touch anything, Abu," Aladdin warned. Then, just as Aladdin found the magic lamp and scooped it up, Abu touched a huge, glittering jewel. With a loud rumble, the cave began to collapse. Frantic, Aladdin and Abu scrambled back toward the entrance where Jafar was waiting. "Help me!" shouted Aladdin. But Jafar refused, and Aladdin and Abu tumbled back down into the dark cavern. See there? Abu did not listen, and he's trying to grab the jewel. But look at what Aladdin has found. He found the lamp, right? Aladdin feared they were trapped forever, but Abu still had the lamp. Aladdin took the old lamp and tried to rub off some of the dust. Poof! In a flash of colorful, swirling smoke, a gigantic genie appeared. "Say, you don't look like my last master," he said to Aladdin. "But you still have 3 wishes, and no wishing for more wishes." Aladdin was stunned. 3 wishes! He intended to make good use of them, but first he tricked the genie into whisking them out of the cave on a magic carpet. Unsure of what to wish for first, Aladdin asked the genie what he would wish for. Surprised at the question, the genie replied, "I would wish for freedom." So Aladdin promised to use his 3rd wish to set the genie free. But his first wish was to be a prince so that he could marry Princess Jasmine. At the same time, in the palace of Agrabah, Jafar had used his serpent staff to hypnotize the Sultan. The poor Sultan was about to agree that Jafar could marry Jasmine. Suddenly, they heard the sounds of a parade. The spell was broken, and the Sultan rushed to the balcony in time to see the arrival of a grand prince. It was Aladdin. The genie had granted the young man's first wish. Do we remember what name Aladdin went by when he pretended to be a prince? Prince Ali, right? Aladdin entered the throne room. "Your Majesty," he said, bowing to the Sultan, "I am Prince Ali Ababa. I have come to seek your daughter's hand in marriage." The Sultan was thrilled. The law stated that Jasmine must marry a prince before her next birthday, which was only days away. But the princess did not want to marry Prince Ali. She was not in love with him. You see here? Princess Jasmine was not happy, right? Was I happy? No. Prince Ali offered the princess a ride on his magic carpet, hoping to win her love. During the magical journey, Princess Jasmine realized that Prince Ali was the young man who had rescued her in the marketplace. That starry night, Aladdin and Princess Jasmine fell in love. This was the song I just sang to you, right? A Whole New World? But later that night, Jafar had Prince Ali captured and thrown into the sea. He was making sure that Prince Ali would not marry Jasmine and foil Jafar's own evil plans. Luckily, Aladdin had the magic lamp with him. He summoned the genie and asked for his second wish, to save his life. The genie quickly transported Aladdin back to the palace in Agrabah. Now that Prince Ali was out of the way, Jafar was determined to marry Princess Jasmine. "I will never marry you, Jafar," cried Jasmine. "Papa, I choose Prince Ali." But once again, the Sultan was under Jafar's spell, and he ordered his daughter to marry Jafar. The princess was suspicious. "Papa, what's wrong with you?" she asked. Suddenly, Aladdin burst into the throne room and smashed Jafar's serpent staff. "He's been controlling you with this, Your Highness," said Aladdin. Immediately, the spell was broken. "Traitor!" shouted the Sultan. "Guards, arrest Jafar!" But before the guards could capture him, Jafar escaped to his secret laboratory. After making his hasty retreat, Jafar noticed that Ali was holding the magic lamp. That's how he found out that Ali was actually Aladdin and that he had survived. So, he ordered Iago the parrot to steal the magic lamp, and when he came back, the genie appeared. "I wish to be Sultan," Jafar said. The moment had come for the Sultan to announce the wedding of Princess Jasmine and Prince Ali. A cheering crowd gathered in front of the palace, but suddenly Jafar appeared in the Sultan's robes. "Genie, what have you done?" Aladdin shouted. "Sorry, kid," the genie said. "I've got a new master now." Then Jafar made his second wish. He wished to become the most powerful sorcerer in the world, and then he sent Aladdin to a faraway land that was covered in snow and ice. Thankfully, Aladdin still had the magic carpet and used the carpet to get back to Agrabah. Jafar was in the palace throne room enjoying his new power when Aladdin appeared. That is when they fought. Jafar turned himself into a giant cobra. "Without the genie boy, you're nothing," he said, laughing. Looking up at the power-hungry Jafar, Aladdin had an idea. "The genie has more power than you'll ever have," he said. "Yes," hissed Jafar, "you're right. I'm ready to make my third wish. I wish to be a genie." The moment Jafar turned into a genie, Aladdin smiled because Jafar had forgotten. A genie must live in a magic lamp. The Sultan was overjoyed. That very day, he changed the law so that Jasmine could marry the man she chose, and she chose Aladdin. And what was Aladdin's third wish? He kept his promise, and he set the genie free. And how do all good stories end? Aladdin kept his promise, and he set the genie free. Now, how do all great stories end? Happily ever after. Now, this is a story that you all may not know. It's pretty new, but I still hope that you can enjoy it and listen while I read along. Now, this is called Aladdin, the Desert Race. Jasmine and Aladdin were strolling across the palace grounds one evening when the Sultan ran out to the balcony. "Oh, drat that dratted desert race!" I was surprised. Usually my father loved the desert race. Every year, the best riders from Agrabah competed against those of the neighboring kingdom of Zagreba. The fastest horse and the rider were awarded the prized Golden Palm Trophy. "What's the matter, father?" I asked. The Sultan shook his head sadly. "I just heard that Prince Faiz will be riding for Zagreba again. His horse is so fast, he's won the race the last 3 years in a row." "I have an idea," I said. "I could ride Midnight in the race this year." Now, Midnight is the fastest horse in Agrabah. "No," my father said. "The desert race can be too dangerous, and I will not have my daughter risking her life like that." "How about if I ride Midnight in the race?" Aladdin said. The Sultan brightened immediately. "What a splendid idea! You'll have such fun, my boy." The next day, Aladdin and I went to the stables. Aladdin tried getting on Midnight, but the horse threw him off. I was the only person that had ever ridden on Midnight. "Let me help," I said, and Midnight gave me no trouble as usual. Aladdin tried to get on as well, but Midnight sent him flying once again. "Sorry, Aladdin," I said. "I guess Midnight is a one-person horse." "But now how are we supposed to win the trophy back?" the Sultan said. "Let me ride in the race," I begged, but the Sultan didn't hear me. "Perhaps we can find Aladdin another fast horse." Finally, it was time for the race. Riders from Zagreba paraded into Agrabah. Faiz rode in on his impressive white stallion named Desert Warrior. "I don't know why we bothered to bring the Golden Palm Trophy," Faiz announced haughtily. "We'll only have to carry it back to Zagreba later." Fans from both kingdoms gathered to watch the race. The Sultan looked at Aladdin. "What an odd-looking horse that boy is riding. I wonder why I've never seen it before. Now, where is Princess Jasmine?" He wondered, but it was too late. The race was about to start, and I was nowhere to be found. The race began, and the riders galloped into the desert. A black horse with a mysterious veiled rider took the lead right away. As soon as they were out of sight, the rider threw off the veil. It was me. I hate going against my father's wishes, I said, but I have to prove that Midnight was the fastest horse. Aladdin's horse spotted a cool, inviting pool of water. That's more like it, exclaimed the horse, and jumped into the water. The horse was actually Genie. Hey, this was not a part of the plan, Aladdin cried. Don't worry, Al, the Genie said. We'll catch up. Just gotta stay hydrated, you know. While at the same time, me and Midnight were galloping off without a backward glance. Faiz caught up to us. He tried to beat me. Give up now, he shouted. That trophy will always belong to Zagreba. But Midnight and I were not done yet. Not so fast, I said to Faiz with a laugh. That trophy is in Agrabah, and that is where it is going to stay. Faiz and Warrior were on our heels until we had to jump over a ditch that crossed the path. Midnight sailed over it easily, but the Warrior skidded to a stop. Now that the other team was out of the running, it was just me and Midnight, and we were definitely going to win. But suddenly, I heard the sound of hoofbeats behind me. What? It was Aladdin. I had no idea that he was still in the race. Now that Aladdin had finally caught up, his horse was pretty fast, the horse that we now know to be his Genie. And together, it was a tie. Either way, Agrabah won the trophy. But as soon as we discovered that it was Genie, the Sultan said that they had to be disqualified. Surprise, the Genie cried, transforming back into his usual self. Genie? That was you? I asked. Sorry, Princess, he said, winking, but we were just horsing around. Aladdin grinned sheepishly. It was my idea. I didn't want Zagreba to win the trophy. Oh dear, the Sultan said. The rules state it must be a horse and rider team, not a Genie and rider team. I'm afraid this disqualifies you two from the race. Jasmine and Midnight are the winners. I changed into a new outfit for the awards ceremony, and afterwards I patted Midnight. I'd always known that my horse was fast. I had no idea that he would be faster than a Genie. Thank you all so much for reading that story with me. I hope you had just as much fun today as I did. And again, I would like to thank my friends from the Warren Newport Library for having me with you today so we could sing some songs and read some great stories. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe, and thank you again. Bye-bye.